Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is to always try just one more time. The greatest inventor of his age, Thomas Alva Edison. My friends, that's the key. Just keep on keeping on. You can do this. And once you master it, you'll make up for all the time you ever spent, and you will be so happy. Let's jump into these charts. Everything down for that. It's one of those days where everything just turns down, and as we look at several of these charts, we'll see things beating up on potential ceilings. Look at where we are on the S&P 500. We've seen where on the two-day chart we moved up to it, and now we have this green spinning top. We have less than average volume. It's red. That doesn't mean it's negative volume. It means that the candle opened lower than the prior close. And of course, we see weakness there. We can see on the weekly chart, we're again hammering up like last week, right up to where the high had been before we drew this horizontal ray to help us see it. And that is where we are. We look at the half day and we can see where things beat up on it, ran along it, and is moving over. Now tomorrow it could jack up again and push through, but I don't know if it's going to do that. We'll continue to wait, watch, and see. We haven't penetrated the weekly trend line on the half day or the 2-day, but we do see some weakness there. Now let's go on to the NASDAQ 100. We see even more weakness. S&P was down 0.58%. The NASDAQ 1.13%. We can see the 2-day candle, the wick at least is penetrating. The candle itself sitting right there on it. And we can see where the candle's pushing through on the half-day chart. Sitting on it on the 2-day, pushing through on the half-day. We can see we had higher than average volume in the afternoon. 2-day candle, we see less than average volume. Weekly, we're already through, Wednesday now? And we're not even, maybe not even halfway up to where the average volume was, but it has been decreasing for the prior 2 weeks. So let's keep an eye on this and see where it's going to go. We're going to see more on Thursday and Friday to tell us, just what overall is happening. But we do see some weakness, particularly on that 2-day and the half-day. It's been red down candles since all the way back on Thursday of last week. We had one little green pop up on Tuesday and then down again strong on Wednesday. What about 20-year U.S. government bonds? They are down just barely 0.12%. So just barely. But again, another one of these ceilings it's hitting up on. Just doesn't have the energy to push through. In fact, we can see it's bouncing off. And we have a red spinning top sitting right there. Very similar to one of the prior charts there, the Qs to be exact, the NASDAQ, sitting right there on the weekly trend line. We haven't penetrated it with the half day yet, but again, see some weakness there. Again, down just a little though for the day. Gold, likewise, gold is off 0.70%. Now, gold's pushed up, pulled back a little bit. We can see how gold has stuttered up, down, again in sort of a pullback right now, but don't know exactly where gold is going to go. The high last week, as we said yesterday, 234.01. This week, 233.50. So we're not reaching the high of last week yet. Volume, it's about halfway there. But again, we're 3/5 of the way through the week. So we'll continue to keep our eye on things. Now, Bitcoin, the big downer for the day, 5.22%. Second day in a row, Bitcoin pulling back. We had a red spinning top 2 weeks ago, a green spinning top last week, and an even smaller green spinning top this week. Again, we're continuing to wait, watch, and see. You notice we haven't had volume take off here after the interim low back on the week beginning the 5th of August. So is Bitcoin going to heat up at some point? Is this just going to die and move back again to this strong down move back on the 5th of August? Or are things going to take off? If they do, I would hope that we would see some volume to accompany that, which would give us a trigger. We could just consider these dead weeks if we had a strong green turnaround with higher than average volume might cause us to go long Bitcoin in a practice trade. By the way, Patreon members, I recorded, as I told you I would last night, the Charting Cryptos, Commodities, and Currencies. It was uploaded last night. You get that early. Everybody else, you get that on Friday. And of course, we will be putting out our weekly vertical crossovers, up to 20 of them for our Patreon members, as we do each and every week. These are stocks in the S&P 500, that are rotating either up. That'd be a weekly vertical crossover going from red to green, or down from green to red. And again, we put those together for you every week to always give you something interesting to look at and potentially practice trade on Friday. That is where we are, my friends. Always love to hear from you, Patreon members. Thank you so much for your support. If you are interested in options, the first thing you get at any of the 3 levels of Patreon support is you get our Options Made Simple, the Charting Wealth Way 3-part series. It is the best start we believe you can get to learning about options so you can start practice trading them. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.